up, we drove and drove and drove through Kentucky and South Carolina, and we drove through Asheville, and we went to this cute little garden place that sold CBD stuff and got some stuff. The stuff wasn't great, but it's okay. And yeah, then we got to Myrtle Beach super late at night, stayed at Planet Fitness, took showers, got up, got ready in the van, and went to the beach. Had an entire beach day down in Garden City, south of Myrtle Beach, where there's less people. And it was a beautiful day. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't too cold. We were next to a pier that had a bar on it. So after we had our beach day, we went to the bar. And then the bar had an arcade in the background. So we went to the back and did some arcade stuff. And Tina actually won a Yeti cup out of one of them. And also we won a stuffed animal. So at the end, we counted up all of our points, and we had like 500 points. And it was like nothing. But there were a bunch of stuffed animals out there, and there was like nobody in there. So we were looking at it, and the guy was like, "Oh, do y'all want a stuffed animal?" And I was like, "No, we don't have 2,000 points." And he was like, "Well, you can just go ahead and pick one." I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And he was like, the green dinosaur. I'm like, wait. I'm looking through. I'm like, yeah, the green dinosaur. So we got a green dinosaur. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I walked back, took some pictures on the beach, and actually dropped my phone on the beach on the way back unintentionally, and almost left without it. But thankfully I had my location on, so I was able to find it. And I walked all the way down back, like it was like almost to the bar. And by the time I got over there, some people picked it up and they're like, what is this? And they gave it back to me. They're like, are you looking for a phone? I was like, yeah, a little bit. But yeah, after that, then we went back to Planet Fitness and stayed there for the night. Took showers and stuff. Same one. The next morning, the security guard at the Planet Fitness greeted us and said, hey, how long are y'all going to be here? Like, oh, we're about to leave in 20 minutes. He said, okay, well, there's no overnight parking. And there was. It's a Planet Fitness. It's 24/7. But it was at a mall. So I was like, okay, it's fine. He was really nice about it. He was like, well, just, go away. I'm like, okay, I'm going away. So yeah, the next morning, got kicked out of Planet Fitness, got up, drove all the way to Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, got there, went a little thrift shopping for some jackets for the night, because it was getting down to like 40 at night. We're like, okay, what do we need for this festival? What do we need? So we got some extra food, we got more jackets, anything else that we needed. So, yeah, so we stayed a night at Atlanta, Georgia at Planet Fitness, woke up, drove the last hour to the festival, did a couple errands for the camp. A couple of people texted me and were like, hey, I need this. Can you get this? Because they were like already in. We were actually late for the festival. We got in on Friday. So, went in, got into the festival in the middle of the day. And this is a regional burn, so it's actually like, it's not a regular festival, it's a burn, meaning that there's not like set artists, it's groups of people bringing things to offer, whether it's a bar, music, art, anything, really anything. Literally, the sky is the limit of what people come up with. It's really cool. I got to make a bracelet. Me and Tina made bracelets while we were there. Anyways, we got there Friday afternoon. It was a really good time. So my really good friend Lana was there with her really good friend Roxy, and we were part of the whole camp. We didn't get to camp with the camp because there wasn't enough room for the van. We were with the RV parking, so we had to use the scooter to get to the camp and back, which wasn't too far of a walk. We just like using the scooter. And it was good. Like, it was Tina's first regional burn, which I was really excited about, because she's always been like, all you guys hippies and all you nudist people, weirdos. I'm like, shut up, come join it, come be a part of this, see what's it about. And she loved it. She loved it. We had a really good crew for our camp. Our crew ended up just being a lot of gay guys, and like, yeah, mostly just gay guys. Yeah, that's about it. And just girls, and all the girls were friends with me, so it was cool. But yeah, it was really cool. Like, the first night, it was me, Lana, Roxy, and Tina. So it was like me and Tina, and then Lana and Roxy, and we were just floating around looking at stuff, going to each camp, getting a drink, talking to people. We went to this other one. They were making bracelets and like had beads and stuff where you can make your own bracelets. So I made Tina a bracelet and Tina made me one. And what else did we do? We danced and we were just checking stuff out, you know, different art things. I love seeing all the art. Art is just beautiful. But yeah, first night was pretty chill. Second day, which was Saturday, woke up pretty slow. Me and Tina slowly got ready, and then we went over to the camp. We actually were part of a camp where an aerialist was, and they had the long silks to work with. Well, I really wanted to learn something. I really wanted to try it. So I made it a point to be there. I actually talked to the aerialist, and she told me to be there at 5, so I was sticking around to make sure I didn't miss that. But she ended up sleeping all day, and we actually didn't end up doing it till Sunday, which sucked, but it was fine. But yeah, Saturday was pretty chill during the day, and then Saturday night is when it got really kicked off. Saturday evening, we all decided to leave. It was like 8 of us. We decided to leave the camp and go walk around and look at stuff. So we walked around. The entire place. Anna was there. I didn't walk around with her, but she was in the van. But yeah, we walked around, looked at a bunch of art, and talked to a lot of people. I saw this beautiful girl in this beautiful fairy outfit, and I told her how beautiful it was, and she told me different tricks of how to make it happen. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a fairy this year. Rode some swings. It was really cool. I also got a little medallion for the trip, and we also went to this other place where you get to carve your soap, a bar of soap, into anything you want. I did a lotus flower, and then the person of the tent creates a molding out of it, and you get it in a metal piece. So this is what I carved out of my soap, and then I like it. It kind of looks like a peacock. So yeah, we did that. But yeah, so Saturday night goes on. We get back to the camp. We pick up like the rest of the crew. We got like all the gay guys. It's me, Tina, Lana, Roxy, just everybody. And it was a really good time. Like, it was a really good time. Everybody was vibing and having fun. And then there was this girl, I named her Hearts. So like, there's burn names, because a lot of people like to go to these burns and not be associated with their real name. Well, there was this girl, Olivia, and she was on Molly. She was rolling so hard, and it was the cutest little thing in the world. And she was just our little child to take care of for the night and make sure she has a good time. And I ended up calling her Hearts because she was just being so loving to everyone. She was like, I love you guys so much. You are so amazing. I just appreciate you guys so much. I'm like, I love you too, Hearts. And she would be like, you're not worried about me, are you? You're not like worried about me, because I'm totally fine. Like, I don't want y'all to worry about me. I'm like, no, I'm not worried about you. You are solid, girl. You are super solid. She said, okay, good. Just don't worry about me. I'm like, I'm not worried. And then, yeah, so that was fun. Like, we took care of her, and it was so much fun. I had my fur coat on, like, most of the time because it got really cold at night. And she was just rubbing my fur coat, like, throughout the night. She's like, oh, Butterscotch, you don't mind me rubbing your arm, right? Like, it just feels so good and soft. You're just so nice. I'm like, no, Hearts, I don't mind. Go ahead. It was so cute. I loved taking care of her. But yeah, so came back to the camp a couple times, and then we stayed by the fire, and I was so awake. I was just so awake. We left, and then we came back to the camp again. It was like 3 in the morning. We were all just kind of winding down. But there was like a rumor going around that we weren't sure when I forgot to tell you about the burn. So we did do the burn Saturday night before we went out. We went to watch the burn of the structure. It's that's why it's called burns, because they do a burn Saturday night and a burn Sunday night. So we did see the burn, and that was beautiful. I loved it. But there was a rumor around that the temple burn was going to be Sunday morning instead of Sunday night. So I was like, all right, do I stay up all night, or do I make myself get up early? I'm like, I'm going to stay up all night. So that's what I did. We went back to the camp, and I was just chilling, making sure I stayed nice and awake. I was huffing on my nicotine pen. And just one after the other, each one of our campers just went to sleep. They would come up and be like, all right, I'm going to bed. All right, I'm going to bed. You know, one after the other. And I was talking to a lot of people. God, I talked to so many people, you guys. That was good. I enjoyed talking to people. Sorry, just my mind. And one after the other, everybody started going to sleep. Well, it was getting cold, so me and Bill, our head leader, he was up with me. He was awake too. So me and him just ended up just sitting on the couch, just kind of laying there, chilling. There were like a bunch of lights happening above our canopy, and it was a bunch of like garden lights, and they all were going in a different direction, and it was so beautiful to watch. So me and him were just sitting there, just watching them, talking about van life and what we're gonna do. We sat there for like 2 hours, just chilling. I was trying to go to bed at this point. I was like, you know what? Fuck this burn. I'm going to bed. Everybody's going to bed. I don't want to go to bed. So I started like hitting the dabs, just fucking huffing on them. Like, I gotta get myself to go to sleep. Because every time I would close my eyes, they were like, open. I was like, fuck. So, finally around 7, Tina already went to bed. Tina around like 3:30, she looked at me and she's like, I'm going to bed. I said, okay. She said, I'll be in the van. I'm like, all right, cheers. So I met her in the van when I started going to bed, which was when the sun began to rise, and crawled into bed. Tina was in the hammock. So Tina was not sleeping in the bed with me. She snores. So we wanted to get her away from me as much as possible. So we put a hammock that went up and down the van. So she was sleeping in the hammock, and then I had to make the bed as she was in the hammock. But yeah, went to bed. Woke up the next morning, Sunday, exhausted. Just so fucking exhausted. Sunday was a pretty chill day. I was pretty much just sleeping and chilling all day. I did do the Aero Silks. Got to do a couple moves, and they actually let me take some pictures without my top on. Got to do that. And then we went to the temple burn, which was beautiful. And by we, I mean me and Tina. And after the temple burn, I lost my phone again. So we went on a hunt for that, and turns out it fell out of my bag at the temple burn, and someone picked it up. And I went to the lost and found, but it wasn't there. So I was just calling it and calling it and calling it until someone finally answered. And I was like, oh, thank God. And she said, hey, are you looking for a phone? I was like, yeah. She said, I'm by the temporary. I'm like, I am too. So, all right, come here. I'll come give it to you. And she was such a blessing. I am so blessed. That's what I love about these burns. People will give your stuff back. Like, they're not pieces of shit. So, I got my phone back. Bless. Yeah, then after that, me and Tina decided we really need to get to Houston by Monday night. So, this was Sunday. So, Sunday night, we decided to go to bed super early at the burn and to get up super, super early on Monday, like at 2 a.m. and drive all morning, like 8 hours to Texas, get to my family house, and then drive the last 4 hours the rest of the day. So we did that. Got up at 2 a.m. Tina drove it was only 4 hours. It was only 4 hours, not 8 hours. The first 4 hours while I slept in the back here, and then woke up, and then I drove the last 4 hours to the house. And yeah, after that it was pretty good. At the very end of the trip, though, Tina did ding the van. So we were almost home. And we stopped at the family house to pick up my old car because I wanted it back, and so I don't have to drive the van while I'm down here. But it was out of registry, the car. So we had to drive it and be like, fuck, it's out of registry, like we could get pulled over for this. So we made a conclusion that it would be better if I drove the RAV and she drove the van. So that's how we did it. Tina drove the van. I followed her behind all the way through Houston to South Houston. And then at the very end, the fucking end, we drive down Highway 6 with this police officer. And he pulls me over right at the end at this gas station, 2 minutes from my house. Tina pulls in too, because we had this, like, we're pulling in together. Well, she pulls in too with me, and the police comes up to me, and he's like, hey, I'm going to have her move. I'm like, okay, well, she's with me. He's like, okay, well, I'm going to have her move. I'm like, okay. So we had her move, and Tina was just so freaking out about me, that she was moving to go around these pumps, these gas pumps. And she went for the second one, didn't do a wide enough turn, and hit the freaking pillar on the side of the van. So I heard it and I saw it. The police officers heard it and saw it. And he was like, oh shit, was that your van? I said, yeah. He said, well, I'm not going to give you a ticket because you got a lot to deal with right now. I'm like, oh, thanks. So I got out of a ticket for that. So I'm still in the process of fixing her. She's actually going to the shop tomorrow. But yeah, so that was me and Tina's little trip. Our first 2 weeks of being around each other 24/7, and we did not kill each other. Yes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry, my little brother's calling me. Everybody's just calling me right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please stick around for more trips and adventures that I'm going to go on. I do live in a van full time. Yay. That I converted myself. And she's constantly got things and problems. And she's been to lots of places. Anyways, I hope you have a great day.